What is going on, guys? It's your boy here again, Dean, and I'm going to be giving you guys the final deck for this expansion. That's right, it's finally time for the Q Control deck, courtesy of my boy Hanson, 4th place swordless at BCS Sacramento is where you may know him from. So let's go through the card by card and really explain what we're trying to do with this. This deck is pretty sick. So first up, by the way, I'm going to mess up all these names. Chika Yokoyama, this is a goblin, but if we have 5 cutes in our grave, we get a +1/+2 and ward. It's a better Iron Rod defender with a little bit more setup, but with this deck, it's just 5 guys instead of like the hero package where it's a little bit more than just 2 others. Next up is Miho Kohinata. This is 2 mana, 2/2, but we can evolve it for 1, and then it gets to deal 2 damage anywhere. But if we have 5 cutes in our grave, it's going to be doing 3 damage instead, as long as we get that number 3 in the mid game. That's pretty good for only 3 mana. The 2, that needs some work. Next up is Momoko Sakurai, 2 mana, 2/2. I wish this was a 3 of, but it's got some lesson effect that you're probably not going to be used. But more importantly, on evolve, we're going to be able to top check 3 cards, adding a Q to our hand, and the rest of the bottom in any order. Selectivity, which is important in our control deck, right? Because we're going to be wanting to keep our hand size up, and we need to see our key pieces, our board builders, and that helps us do it. Next up is Noriko Shina. This card is really strong. It gains rush if we have 3 cards on the board. Well, it becomes a 3/3 with rush. More importantly, on attack, it's going to heal 2. The stat line is very annoying. 2/3 gets out of some forms of removal, especially in this format. There's a lot of 2 damage spells. And then, of course, all of the 1 mana removal suite is usually 1 damage. So this thing usually can get in the attack, start healing up as early as turn 3. And then in the mid game, you're going to be able to hit something with this, heal up, while also dealing damage, maybe removing board. This card's pretty spicy. We have 2 trainers on play. We're going to get to have a card on our board, Drain or Bane. This is like a built-in heal spell, or you can the Bane. I've seen the Bane come up, but the heal is also big because you can put that on like a 5 attack guy. Still have your 2/3 left over. Spicy card from Cute. New this set is Angelic Maid. 2 mana, give a card on your board, +1/+3, and heal your leader for 3. This is a battle trick, meaning you can hold it for when your opponent goes to trade into your board, or maybe just buff like the biggest thing on your board at the end of your opponent's turn if they didn't remove it. New card is the Whispers of a Dream. 2 mana, we get to kill any card on our opponent's board that costs 3 or less, and then we bury the top of our deck. This kills Sakuna. This kills, I think that's the big one, Europa. Europa is a big one, actually. That's a huge card sometimes that people could play, and it helps set up our grave, which is what our deck wants. Next up, we have Akiha Ikebukuro. This is a 3 mana 3/3 on play. We get to give a card on our board +1 health, another cute follower, and then we can evolve for 1. And on evolve, we're going to be able to discard a cute card to deal 3 damage somewhere, and then also draw a card. So any card in our hand becomes a removal spell, helps load up the grave a little bit, helps our consistency. Good card indeed. Center Street, deal 5 damage somewhere, but if you have a Passion Follower in the field, you also get to cantrip. It's going to be part of the combo. I mean, we're going to see this in a lot of the Idolmaster decks. Next up is Akari Sujino. This card actually impressed me quite a bit. It is annoying to trade into. You do have the option of trading into it correctly, though, because I think if your opponent hits it for 5, it's game over for them. So, yeah, 4 mana, 4/5 ward. You get to heal 3 on play. Very annoying line of text. And if you have 10 mana, you get to deal 3 damage to the enemy leader. So you can close out the game if it goes on too long. More importantly, if it takes 5 damage, we're going to be increasing our max play points by 1. It eats boards. It makes trades a little awkward sometimes for people, or they get to let you ramp. And if you ramp, you're eating pretty good. So, and you can recur this card quite often. That's the really annoying thing about it. Next up, we have 2 Kyoko Igarashi. This is the trial deck card, 4 mana, 4/4 ward. On play, we get to give a card -1/-1 for every cute follower on the field. So it's always at least 1. Could be up to 5 if you're if you have a huge board, it could be up to 5. We have less than 1. We get to give a card on the opponent's board -1/-1. That one's could just randomly be useful. The big nuke on play is the real reason you're playing this. Next up is Yui Otsuki. This is the Passion Follower that's going to be searching our card. This card is very good. 4 mana, 3/3, but on play we can listen 1, deal 4 damage anywhere on our opponent's board, and then we can evolve it for 2, so basically 6 to 5 mana. We get to search our deck for a spell that costs 3 or less, or amulet that costs 3 or less, put it in our EX area, and then shuffle our deck, and it's going to be 3 less to play. Pretty broken combo. Lets us grab Center Street. Lets us grab this card. Actually, something I just realized is that if you're against Rolnai and you play this down, this could still be... I don't know, actually. I don't know if this would make this cost 0 against Rolnai or not. I need some judges in the chat. Next up is Akane Hino. 5 mana, 5/5. This is a 1-of in the deck. I'm not 100% certain on this one. It is a Passion Follower that has Rush Assail and then Strike. We get to deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. More importantly, we can pay 2 less than 1 and give it Storm. I think this is a way to help close out the game. It's 7 Storm damage for 7 mana. We're a controlled deck, so we're going to be going long. And I don't think getting to turn 7 is going to be a problem, especially with a card like Kade Takagi in our deck. 5 mana, 3/5 ward. That stats do not matter on this card because the most important line of text is we get to banish an enemy follower on play. It's pretty obnoxious. And then at the end of the turn, if we have 5 or less health, we get to get 5 health and draw a card. That's right. Instantly healing back up from the brink of death. And what's even more important, we can give this card Aura, making it effectively unkillable into an aggro deck. Put this down, remove the big threat, heal back up to around 9 to 10, and then give this card Aura. Hopefully that's enough to... Hopefully they just can't do like the 9 to 10 damage, right? At the end of the... in the following turn. And if they can't, after that it's smooth sailing because then all of your other heals come online. Next up is the 5 mana 3/4. That's right. It's actually a sandwich. It's not a hot dog. But it's still the Glizzy Guzzler in my mind. On play, we're going to deal 3 damage somewhere. Has ward. More importantly, we can evolve for 1. So remember, the mana cost is 6. And then on evolve, we can pay 3 mana to summon a cute follower from our cemetery. It just helps us build a huge board back up in the late game because, right, we're a control deck. We're trying to like go as long as humanly possible. And this rebuilds after our first rebuild. This is the second rebuild. Next up is Kyoko Igarashi. This is a good target if you're low on hand or you think the game's going to go even longer. 7 mana, 6/7 ward. We can evolve it. Oh, on play, we're going to get to heal 3, draw 2. So, replenish our hand, heal back up. And then on evolve, we're going to be able to tap an enemy follower or untap it, so if we can get rid of a ward. And then until the end of the turn, this card doesn't take damage. And then last up is Uzuki Shinamura. 7 mana, 4/4. On play, we get to select a cute follower that costs 4 or less, and a cute follower that costs 2 or less in our grave. Summon both of them, give them +1/+1. And then also we have less than 1, heal 3. So this card can like heal 9 on the turn it's played, basically. You're going to be able to grab back this card that heals 3 and has ward and also ramps you. So you might be able to go straight to 9. And then, of course, you're going to be able to grab back this thing that's going to be able to heal you for 2. So it's actually 8. It's not 9. But pretty damn close. Or you can just get this thing, have a giant ward. The options are limitless. So yeah, that's the last of the decks for Idolmaster. Let me know what you guys are the most excited to play, and hopefully we can get some gameplay coming shortly. And until then, this is your boy Dean, signing out.